Not every dreadlocks you see are Rastas.
Just like gone on YouTube, figure your brain some new food.
Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today's video is about dreadlocks versus Rasta. But before I get into my video today, I want to give a quick shout out to all of my subscribers that reached out to me in the last couple days and found the time or took the time out to write a few words of comfort for me. I want to say again and again and again, I know I've said it before in my individual answers and I've said it on my community page, but I have to say it again that I truly appreciate you guys. Anyway, today's subject is about dreadlocks versus Rasta, and obviously this subject sparked out of the recent discrimination that was exposed in Jamaica towards dreadlocks, children going to school sporting dreadlocks hairstyle. Considering that where I live is dominated by Caucasian and European culture, a lot of questions were forwarded to me in regards to what's the difference between dreadlocks and Rastafarians. So even though I didn't touch the topic that was, going on in Jamaica, I thought it was a perfect opportunity for me to weigh in how I feel on that particular subject, but more than anything else, differentiate what is dreadlocks to me at least and what is Rastafarian to me at least. Obviously this video could be an open and shut video in less than a minute or two. I could easily say, which is true, dreadlocks is nothing but a mere fashion statement, a hairstyle. Dreadlocks is just that. But Rastafarians are people who practice a religion that's of Rastafari. The end is the people and the religion itself is Rasta or Rastafari. So this is what I do know about the religion versus the hairstyle. You can be a Rasta without the dreadlocks. The dreadlocks is a mere mark of the religion. You know, when people think Rastafarians, they think Jamaica. When people think Rasta, they think Jamaica. Jamaica has made its mark on the global map to be the home of Rastafarians. So recently when that thing came about where children with dreadlocks was being discriminated against in school, I didn't weigh in on it for many reasons, but one of the main reasons that I didn't weigh in on it, I just think it's 100% transparently foolishness, and the governments of Jamaica should easily look into that and realize that that is not only a discrimination against the hairstyle dreadlocks, but it's a discrimination against the nation of Jamaica. It's a discrimination against our culture, our root culture, and that's a no-no, despite what the Constitution says. And when I say despite what the Constitution says, I'm in no disrespect of written law. What I'm saying is that, considering that Jamaica is said to be an independent country now, if the white man had once written to discriminate against black culture and black practices such as dreadlocks, since black people are now allegedly in charge of Jamaica, they need to right the wrongs and go back to the books and eradicate such thing. Black people should be able to express their blackness, especially in black countries such as Jamaica. So again, I will echo it and say I'm 100% against any discrimination against Rastafarians, because in truth and fact, growing up in Jamaica, Jamaica is a Rastafarian haven and Jamaica is a Christian haven. The thing about Rastafarian that I know for myself is that Rastafarian Christianity, they both pick a little bit out of each other's religion. What I'm saying, I don't know who took from who, but the religions are not that far off. They have some things in common, fear for God and so on and so forth. But the reason why, if I should ever dedicated myself to a religion and you put in front of me Rastafarian versus Christianity. The reason why I would vouch for Rastafarian is obvious. On this channel, my personality comes out, and a lot of you guys can see what I am for from what I'm against. And when it comes to Rastafarian, I like the fact that the practices of Rastafarian is all about naturality. It's all about they believe in God, and they believe that everything that we need to live and survive on this earth was provided already by God. So in reality, Rastas, as much as they believe in leadership, Rastas burn out Babylon. And when you hear the term burn out Babylon, Rastas don't embrace modern politics. Rastas, true Rastafarian, don't embrace modern politics. They don't embrace the ways of the masters, so to speak. Rastas are 100% against slavery, whether that's mental slavery or physical slavery. Rastas believe in exercising respect and equality for all. But one of the main thing that attracted me to the religion Rastafarian is the cleanliness. Rastas believe in physical and spiritual cleanliness. So Rastas believe that you should be clean in your heart, and Rastas believe that you should be clean in your thoughts. So most Rastas that I've been exposed to, their surroundings are ever clean. Rastas believe in meditation. Some Rastas meditate with marijuana, the use of marijuana, and some Rastas meditate other ways. But Rastas on the whole, as always, embrace God's offering, the earth's offering. Mother Earth, Mother Nature is kind of their God. Is that this where their respect goes into. Rastas believe in the lifestyle of one good deed serves another, trading. So if it was left up to Rastafarian, you wouldn't even have a currency, so to speak. They are 100% against mental slavery. And in this time, in this day and age in particular, with this incident recently where the courts in Jamaica was in favor of the school discriminating against a child that sported a dreadlocks, a lot of the placards that I've seen actually said, free ourselves from mental slavery. And what that actually means see things through the black people's eye and not through your whole master's eye. Your master didn't like anything that represents independence or anything that represents inner strength. And letting one hair grows, which was how a hair is thick as wool and woolly, and then when all that dreadlocks come down, we mirror how a lion would look. In the Rasta religion, you'll see that they embrace the Lion of Judah, because with the dreadlocks there's a resemblance, and the lion represents strength. So the white man, the forefathers, the masters, the slave owners didn't like that look. They didn't like anything that says Africa, so they wanted you to look like them. They wanted to change your name. They wanted to change the way you talk. They wanted to change the way you dress, and anything except for how they wanted you to look was a threat. So anyway, again, let me emphasize the difference between Rastafarian and dreadlocks. Rastafarians are people who practice a religion, and dreadlocks is a hairstyle, it's a fashion statement. So not every dreadlocks you see are Rastas, and you will see baldheads such as myself who could be Rastas. It's just unfortunate that people such as myself who started to go bald or lose their hair can carry the physical mark of a Rasta. But you'll hear a lot of Jamaicans say, man a Rasta in them heart, man a Rasta in them heart. And as funny as that sound, there's a sincerity to it, because being a Rasta it's all about belief. Like being a Christian, like being a Muslim. It's your belief, it's your faith that actually strengthens your religion. Is not how you look. You will see a lot of people nowadays, especially in the United States of America, you'll see a lot of African Americans that have the big full beard, which actually is a mark for Muslim, but not necessarily that they are Muslim. For them, it's just a fashion statement. A few years ago, I think it was about 2016, I decided to do a full beard. And as I was walking through a mall here, someone says to me, Assalamu alaikum, and I just says hi. Of course, I could have said alaikum salam, but I am not Muslim, so I wouldn't pretend to be. But he came to that conclusion based upon my beard. So a lot of people will come to a conclusion that dreadlock sporting people are Rastas, and it's not necessarily so. But in Jamaica, I would say 9 times out of 10, when you see an individual sporting dreadlocks, they are of the Rastas' fate, and it should be respected. Taking away Rastafarian from Jamaica or denouncing dreadlocks wearing from Jamaica is robbing ourselves of our true self, robbing ourselves of our true identity, and modeling ourselves more into, I can't say the modern way, because the modern way applies to everybody, but I will just say the white man's way of things. This is not a racial divide. What I'm saying here is white people have their identity, and we need to respect that, and black people have their identity, and we need to embrace that, and people need to respect it, especially our own black people, who are usually pawns and foot soldier for the white people, you know. So no disrespect to our Caucasians counterpart, but as Rasta say in Jamaica, Rasta live it, and I will say Rasta should continue to live. And Jamaica and its governments, I keep putting the S on it, because I'm also talking about the opposition. They need to weigh in matters like this and let the entire Jamaica know that this is home, this is haven, this is the originating place where Rastas are from, and Rastas should feel at home in Jamaica and should never be discriminated against. That's pretty much all I have to say, people. Let me know what you think about this one. You know, like I said, I've seen a lot of people talking about the prejudice and the ruling from the court, and I just thought to myself, it's transparent. It's transparent foolishness. Is this a media hype or what? Is this a journalistic stunt or what? Because all courts, all Jamaicans should know way better than the fact that the hairstyle, whether it's Rasta, whether it's Jericho, whether it's perm, whether it's braid, it has no real impact. It has no real impact on whether it enables or disables a child from learning. So it's just foolishness, and it's a personal prejudice. So if the courts rule in favor of the school, then I would only assume that the court was going by the written law of the book. So if there are wordings in the laws in Jamaica that the court has to side with the school, the Jamaican governments and the Jamaican people need to petition the court and attack the Constitution and change that kind of ruling. Jamaica is for Jamaicans, and as much as they say out of many we are one people, okay, out of many ethnicities we're all Jamaicans. I get that concept, but Jamaica is like 95-97% black people. Then you have the next 3 to 5% that are mixed and shade of brown, and we do not say, I personally do not discredit them of being Jamaican or non-Jamaican. My own mother-in-law, if you look at her, she looked Jewish, and she was born and bred in Clarendon, but I would never see her as not a Jamaican. She's 100% Jamaican in my eyes. So the white Jamaicans, the Indian Jamaicans, the mixed Jamaicans, I'm not taking anything away from them, but I'm saying Jamaica being 97% black, and at the same time they're Indian Rasta Jamaicans, they are mixed race Rasta Jamaicans. So we're all Jamaicans. So I do buy into the motto, out of many we are one people, we are Jamaicans. So out of many different appearances and many different looks, we're all Jamaicans. So if that's a fact, whether we're bald, whether we're Rastas, whether we are wearing braids or cornrow hairstyle or color hairstyle, we're all Jamaicans, and we should all be respected. Clothes and hairstyle has no impact on the learning ability of a child. It doesn't enable or disable them. Anyway, people, let me know what you think of my point of view. I want you guys to weigh in, and who knows, our channel, this channel, and its voice could actually ring some sense into the elders or the people in charge of Jamaica. So, as always, you know, on this channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. And while I'm at it, I will take this time out to let you guys know other ways that you can support my channel. The first and simplest way that you can support my channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. And the second and most important way that you can support this channel is by hitting that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel and follow me through my YouTube journey. Other ways that you can support my channel is by going to my Teespring online store and buying some of my merch. And another way that you guys can also support this channel is by joining me in Patreon to give me a contribution to support what I do on YouTube and what I do to entertain you guys. Once again, I want to thank you guys for your continuous support, and ask that you join me, Ian T. Sebast, on YouTube and see where my journey takes me. Until next time, people, peace.